Red Dead Redemption 2, developed by Rockstar Games, is renowned for its deep storytelling and complex characters. Among its diverse cast, the Van der Linde Gang, a group of grizzled outlaws, offer us a melting pot of cultures and morals for the characters within its group. One gang member in particular, Reverend Swanson, stands out as a uniquely uninteresting figure. His journey, though, presents a narrative of personal downfall, redemption, and existential struggle, as he transformed from a clergyman to a member of the Van der Linde Gang. This video aims to provide an in-depth analysis of Swanson's character, examining his background and why his role in the gang is so underwhelming. We will take a look at the narrative implications of his presence in the game to see why many players consider him annoying and useless to the gang's overall goals. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to subscribe, as 99% of viewers have not done so. I appreciate all of your support. Now let's dive into what makes Reverend Swanson considered one of the most useless characters. Reverend Swanson's backstory in Red Dead Redemption 2 is a deeply moving narrative of loss, moral decline, and the harsh realities of life in the Wild West. Once a respected clergyman, Swanson's life takes a tragic turn as he succumbs to the vices of alcohol and drugs. This descent into addiction is not just a personal failing, but also a reflection of the broader societal issues prevalent in the game's setting. His addiction, which costs him his job, family, and faith, transforms him into a mere shadow of the man he once was. This drastic change in his life situation is a poignant example of the game's exploration of downfall and the corrupting influence of the Wild West environment. The game subtly weaves Swanson's past into the narrative, revealing a man who has faced significant trials and tribulations. His involvement in bigamy, particularly his relationship with a married woman named Margaret, is a critical point in his life story. This relationship, deemed scandalous and sinful, leads to a run-in with the law in San Francisco, further compounding his fall from grace. These events are not just plot points, they are pivotal moments that shape Swanson's character and provide players with a deeper understanding of his struggles.
Mr. Matthews.
Hola.
Reverend!
I made rather a fool of myself again.
Me too. Me too.
It's so embarrassing.
It happens. After Bessie passed away, I was drunk for a year. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
You know something? I was married once.
You were?
Only it turns out that she was already married. So I was party to bigamy. Just another sin to add to my list.
What happened?
The law caught up with us in San Francisco. She jumped aboard a ship and sailed to Shanghai, I believe. I suppose I still am married in a way, but it hasn't been terribly fulfilling.
No. I suppose not.
I exorcised devils, I did. I cast out evil, and I helped people. I was a pompous ass. Really, I was. I forgot that I was doing God's work, and began to think that I was a god. What a fool. What a terrible, arrogant fool I was. A man of God. And then I met that little sticky black devil. Those little lumps of hell. Just a little back pain. Oh, this'll make it feel better. A gift from the gods. And then it got me by the throat. You all know that. You all laugh at me, pity and despise me, I'm sure, but forgive me. At least forgive me, because all the silly things I do, all the lying and the stealing, somehow it isn't me. Or if it is, it isn't all of me. There's a different, better me stuck inside of here. Dutch sees it. And that's why he puts up with me when I'm sure the rest of you would cast me adrift. And that's why I love him, because he can forgive. Even when I can't forgive myself.
Hi, Arthur.
Uncle,
Howdy do!
you're one of us, Reverend. We'll always forgive you.
Swanson's moral failings and the consequences he faces are emblematic of the complex human experiences that Red Dead Redemption 2 seeks to portray. His story is a microcosm of the game's larger themes, reflecting the challenges and moral ambiguities faced by individuals in the rapidly changing world of the late 19th century. His character arc is a testament to the game's commitment to deep, multifaceted storytelling, where even secondary characters have rich backstories that add to the game's immersive world. In the Van der Linde gang, Swanson's role is often criticized for its lack of substance. He does not partake in the gang's criminal endeavors or contribute significantly to their survival. His presence often feels more like an obligation than a meaningful addition. This perception of pointlessness is further compounded by his limited interactions and the minimal impact he has on the game's central narrative. Swanson's character is often seen in a state of inebriation, disconnected from the events around him. His conversations with other gang members are sparse and lack depth, contributing to the perception of his character as underdeveloped. This minimal involvement raises questions about his purpose in the gang and the narrative intention behind his inclusion. The portrayal of Swanson as a seemingly useless character can be interpreted as a deliberate narrative choice by the game developers. In the context of Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that explores themes of futility, moral ambiguity, and the decline of the Old West, Swanson's character can be seen as a reflection of these themes. His struggles with addiction and his inability to contribute meaningfully to the gang's activities mirror the broader narrative of decline and disillusionment that pervades the game. Swanson's lack of significant missions or impactful actions within the game further emphasizes his role as a peripheral character. His missions, when they do occur, often revolve around his personal struggles rather than contributing to the gang's objectives. This focus on personal rather than collective goals aligns with the game's exploration of individual narratives within the larger group dynamic. Swanson's interactions within the gang are minimal and lack significant narrative impact. He is often portrayed as a passive observer, rarely engaging in meaningful dialogue or actions that influence the storyline. Swanson's inclusion in the Van der Linde gang is primarily attributed to his past act of saving Dutch van der Linde's life. This act of heroism earned him Dutch's gratitude and a place in the gang.
Or morphine. Drink. Well, both, but mostly drink.
I'm sorry, Reverend.
You have always been so kind to me.
Well, you saved my life. I won't forget that.
That was long ago.
You're my family. I may lack your, religious convictions, Reverend, but I have my own beliefs, and family is very important.
However, beyond this act, Swanson's utility and contributions to the gang are limited. His presence seems to be more out of a sense of obligation than a reflection of his abilities or contributions to the gang's cause. The narrative significance of Swanson's inclusion in the gang can be interpreted in various ways. It may represent the diverse backgrounds of individuals who found themselves in outlaw gangs during the Wild West era. Alternatively, it could be seen as a commentary on the nature of loyalty and indebtedness in a world governed by survival and self-interest. Despite his initial portrayal as a burdensome character, Swanson undergoes a significant transformation in the game. He eventually overcomes his addictions and becomes sober, showing a more responsible and astute side. This change in character is a testament to the game's themes of redemption and personal growth. Swanson's redemption arc, however, occurs at a time when the Van der Linde gang is already facing its inevitable collapse. This timing makes his personal growth a bittersweet narrative element. It highlights the tragic nature of his character, a man who finds redemption too late to make a meaningful difference in the fate of the gang. Swanson's journey towards sobriety and redemption, while occurring late in the game, serves as a poignant counterpoint to the overall narrative of decline. His ability to overcome his addictions and find a semblance of peace contrasts with the fates of many other characters who find themselves increasingly entangled in violence and despair. This contrast highlights the game's exploration of redemption as a complex and multifaceted concept. Swanson's story is a reminder of the diverse backgrounds and personal battles faced by individuals in the Wild West, even if their roles in larger events remain on the periphery. What do you think about Swanson? Let us know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the ones on your screen now. Thanks for watching.